In the beginning, when the stars were young and the world still trembled in the cradle of creation, the heavens stirred with purpose. From fire and wind, from sea and shadow, from love and death and the boundless earth, they came. 13 gods. 13 truths. 13 forces too vast to be named, and yet they took names for the sake of mortals who would whisper them in awe and terror alike. At the center of all stood Igmar, the great balance, a dragon of gold and judgment, wings vast enough to shadow mountains. He was the arbiter, his scales tilting the fates of kings and beggars alike. Beside him stood Othra, goddess of war and wisdom, clad in radiant steel and the memory of 1,000 battlefields. She spoke not of victory, but of strategy, sacrifice, and survival. Tiberius, the ember-hearted god of fire and forge, pounded molten iron with hands as old as mountains, crafting civilization itself from the bones of chaos. Sidian, storm-eyed and fierce, rode the skies as god of tempest and wind, his voice thunder, his breath a gale. From the deepest blue surged Hodite, god of sea and healing, his touch restoring what the world had broken. Commanding tides and tenderness in equal measure. Sidilius, the laughing god of love and music, strummed the chords of passion and heartache alike, lacing his melodies into every birth, lament, and lullaby. In silent groves, Ninadis, goddess of the hunt and wild beasts, walked unseen. With bow in hand and fur at her heels, she governed tooth and claw, fang and freedom. Beneath the soil stirred Hemini, goddess of earth and forgotten magics, her power woven into roots, stone, and the runes of old. Amara, goddess of sun and union, burned with joy and golden grace, blessing each vow sworn under daylight and keeping the hearth fires of nations alight. Nymeria, goddess of death, neither cruel nor kind, collected all in the end. Her silence was not feared, only misunderstood. But death was not always still. Daxilian, the grinning god of undeath and luck, danced with chants across coffins and warfields alike, raising questions where there should be finality. Vladril, twin-moon-eyed and silver-tongued, was the god of trickery and illusion, never in the same place twice and never quite telling the truth. And from the shadows of desire rose Vixana, goddess of madness, lust, and revelry, swaying through dreams and nightmares, her laughter echoing in places better left unspoken. Together, they were the 13 above, guardians and gamblers of fate. Mortals built temples. The gods built stories. But then, the sundering. There were no signs. No falling stars, no final prophecy. No holy war in the heavens. No dying cries across the sky. Only sudden, deafening silence. Across Kinwary, prayers fell unanswered. Blessings faded. Miracles ceased. The statues wept dust, or nothing at all. The gods were gone. Some say they were slain. Others say they fled. A few whisper they were betrayed by one of their own. But no one knows. And if any do, they aren't saying why.